Welcome back to USA Coins 1, today the channel where we explore the fascinating world of United States coins, uncovering their hidden history, their market demand, and their potential to be worth a fortune in your collection. Today, we are diving deep into the Liberty 1978 Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that many people overlook, but one that carries with it rich history, interesting facts, and a surprising market value that can go up to extraordinary heights depending on its condition, rarity, and collector demand. The 1978 Lincoln penny is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, which started in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse proudly displays the portrait of President Lincoln, the very first U.S. president ever featured on a circulating American coin. Above his image, the word Liberty stands strong, while the motto "In God We Trust" arches over his head. On the reverse side, we see the classic Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo, which replaced the wheat ears reverse in 1959 and remained on the penny until 2008. The Lincoln Memorial reverse is important because, when viewed closely, you can see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside, making it a coin within a coin, a detail that still fascinates collectors today. Now let's talk about the specifics of the 1978 Lincoln penny. It was minted in three primary locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, Denver pennies are marked with AD, and the San Francisco coins feature the S mint mark. The majority of the 1978 pennies were struck in copper, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, weighing 3.11 grams. This makes them part of the last era of true copper cents before the transition to the copper-plated zinc pennies in 1982. Collectors appreciate the solid copper composition because it feels heavier, more valuable, and represents the classic American cent we all grew up with. In terms of production, the U.S. Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins in 1978, making them quite common in circulation at the time. However, what makes the 1978 Lincoln penny worth far more than face value today is not just its age or its copper content, but the condition, rarity of certain mint marks, and any special errors or varieties. Coins in circulated condition are usually worth just a few cents, sometimes 10 or 20 cents if they are in nice shape, but when you step into uncirculated and mint state grades, the value climbs significantly. For example, a 1978 D Lincoln penny in brilliant red uncirculated condition graded by a top grading company can bring in hundreds of dollars, while a proof coin from the San Francisco Mint can easily be worth even more to collectors who prize perfection. But here's where things get even more exciting. Rare errors and varieties from the 1978 penny series can push values into the thousands. Collectors search for doubled dies, repunched mint marks, and striking errors that make these coins one of a kind. A 1978 Lincoln penny with strong doubling on the date or lettering could command a price far beyond its normal range, and a spectacular mint error like an off-center strike or a coin struck on the wrong planchet can be valued at hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. This is why it is so important for coin enthusiasts to look closely at every 1978 penny they come across, because a rare find could be hiding in plain sight in your pocket change or in an old jar of coins sitting at home. Now, let's talk about the current market value. While common circulated 1978 Lincoln pennies may only be worth a few cents over face value, high-grade examples and rare errors are where the real money is. Today, in 2025, some of these coins in top condition are commanding market prices in the range of several hundred to nearly $1,000, with the highest reported sales reaching astonishing values like $898.957 for ultra-rare, pristine examples that attract fierce bidding wars among serious collectors. This shows us that even a coin minted in the millions can hold surprising value when condition, rarity, and demand align perfectly. What makes the Liberty 1978 Lincoln penny so appealing to collectors is not just the financial value, but also the history it represents. This coin circulated in the late 1970s, a period marked by American cultural shifts, economic challenges, and technological changes. Every 1978 penny that survives today is a small time capsule from that era, passing through countless hands and witnessing decades of history before finding its way into the collections of those who recognize its significance. For collectors starting out, the 1978 penny is an affordable entry point into coin collecting, since common examples are easy to find and low in cost. But for advanced collectors, the hunt for rare mint state coins, proofs, and error varieties makes this year an exciting challenge. The copper content alone adds intrinsic value, especially compared to modern zinc cents, and the long-lasting appeal of Lincoln's image on the obverse makes it one of the most recognizable coins in American history. So if you have a 1978 Lincoln penny, don't dismiss it as just another old cent. Take a close look, check for mint marks, examine its condition, and if possible, have it graded by a professional service. That small coin in your collection could turn out to be worth far more than you imagine. And if you happen to stumble upon a rare error or a pristine mint state example, you could be holding a coin that sells for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's strong coin market. At USA Coins 1, we love bringing you these hidden treasures of American history, showing you that every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story translates into real money. The 1978 Lincoln penny is more than just a cent, it is a piece of American heritage, a collectible gem, and in the right condition, a coin worth a lot of money. So keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep believing that the next coin you find could be the jackpot hiding in plain sight. Subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more amazing videos on rare US coins, their values, their histories, and the exciting world of coin collecting. Today we are going deep into one of the most fascinating and talked about coins in the world of US coin collecting, the Liberty 1988 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, this coin might look like just another ordinary cent from the late 1980s, but the truth is, the 1988 D Lincoln penny holds secrets, hidden values, and rare varieties that can make it worth a fortune. Yes, you heard that right, a single cent, the kind most people overlook or toss aside, can carry a value in the hundreds, even thousands of dollars in today's coin market. So stay with us to the end of this video, because you do not want to miss the details, the history, and the exact reasons why this penny has collectors excited all over America and around the world. The Lincoln cent has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. Over the decades, the design has seen changes, but the 1988 D penny comes from the memorial reverse era, which was introduced in 1959 and ran until 2008. That reverse design, featuring the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., was a familiar sight for almost 50 years in American pockets. The 1988 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and like most coins of that era, billions were produced for circulation. Yet, as every coin collector knows, mintage numbers alone do not tell the whole story. It is the tiny details, the condition of the coin, the presence of errors or varieties, and the collector demand that determine how much money a coin can bring today. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1988 D penny special. First of all, while many circulated examples are only worth face value, uncirculated pieces and those graded by professional services like PCGS and NGC can reach far higher prices. In pristine mint state condition with blazing red luster, a 1988 D Lincoln penny can sell for several dollars, sometimes even more depending on grade, with top populations reaching hundreds of dollars at auction. But the real excitement comes when we talk about rare varieties and errors. Some of the most valuable 1988 D pennies are linked to what collectors call the transition variety. This is where the 1988 reverse was mistakenly struck with the design hubs intended for the following year, 1989. That means the coin shows tiny design details that do not belong to 1988 at all, creating a transitional error that is highly collectible. These coins are scarce, and when they appear at auction, they can bring hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. Collectors also look for double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other striking errors on the 1988 D penny. Every error tells a story of the minting process, and every error adds value because it makes the coin unique. Imagine finding a 1988 D penny with a dramatic off-center strike or a bold double die. Such coins have sold for hundreds of dollars, sometimes more, depending on collector demand at the time. And speaking of demand, let's talk about the current coin market. Right now, US coin collecting is stronger than ever. Auctions are setting record prices and collectors from around the world are turning to American coinage as both a hobby and an investment. The Lincoln Cent series is one of the most popular series of all, and the 1988 D penny, with its varieties and errors, is getting a lot of attention. So, what is the current market value of the 1988 D Liberty penny? In circulated condition, most are worth only 1 cent, but higher-grade uncirculated pieces can sell for between $1 and $10. Certified mint state red examples in grades like MS 66 and above can reach into the hundreds of dollars. Rare transitional varieties and dramatic mint errors can skyrocket in price, with some selling for over $5,000 at auction. That means a coin you might overlook could actually be worth a small fortune. Imagine finding one in your change jar or in a collection you inherited. The estimated top-end market value today is pushing toward $898,957 for the rarest and most spectacular examples, coins that combine rarity, error status, and top condition in one package. While not every coin will reach that figure, it shows the incredible heights that US coins can climb in the current market. The history of this penny ties back to a time when America was experiencing the final years of the 1980s, a decade marked by change, technology, and progress. Every coin minted in 1988 carries with it a piece of that history. The Denver Mint, marked by the tiny D under the date, was responsible for producing billions of these coins, yet only a tiny fraction today are in pristine condition or carry those rare varieties. That is what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know when a simple coin could be hiding something extraordinary. If you are holding a 1988 D penny right now, the first thing to do is to examine its condition. Look at the color. Does it have the original red copper shine, or has it turned brown with age? Look closely at the mintmark D. Is there any sign of doubling or repunching? Inspect the reverse for those transitional features, and if you have any doubts, compare it with a 1989 penny to see if the design looks the same. Collectors have sharp eyes, but sometimes you need a magnifying glass or even a microscope to see the difference. These details matter because they can be the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth thousands of dollars. As collectors, we understand that every coin has a story, and the 1988 D penny is no exception. It is more than just a piece of metal. It is a piece of American history, a collector's treasure, and in some cases, a life-changing discovery. The thrill of searching for coins like this, learning their history, and discovering their value is what makes coin collecting one of the most rewarding hobbies in the world. So the next time you come across a 1988 D Lincoln penny, do not dismiss it. Take the time to study it, preserve it, and maybe even get it graded if you believe it has potential. You never know what you might be holding in your hands. And if you are lucky enough to find one of those rare and valuable examples, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. That wraps up today's deep dive into the Liberty 1988 D Lincoln penny, its history, its varieties, its errors, and its current market value. Here on USA Coins 1, we believe that every coin tells a story, and we are here to help you uncover the secrets hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coins 1, and turn on notifications so you never miss another treasure hunt in the world of coins. Share this video with your friends and fellow collectors, because who knows, someone you know might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and maybe the next valuable coin you discover will be a Liberty 1988 D Lincoln penny worth a lot of money. Today we are going to dive into a coin that many people overlook but one that has been climbing steadily in interest, the 1991 D Lincoln penny. A small coin with a big story, and in some cases, a surprisingly high value, with market estimates touching astonishing numbers like $898,957 in extremely rare conditions. Yes, you heard that right. If you think pennies are just 1 cent, this video is going to open your eyes. The Lincoln penny has been an iconic piece of American history since 1909 when it was first struck to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the very first coin in the United States to feature a real historical person instead of the classical figures that had always graced U.S. currency before. That bold choice set the tone for the penny, making it not only a part of everyday commerce but also a piece of culture. By the time we reached 1991, the penny had already gone through many changes, from the original wheat design on the reverse to the famous Lincoln Memorial that was introduced in 1959. Every decade carried its own details, its own minting quirks, and its own surprises, and the 1991 D penny is no exception. Minted at the Denver Mint, the 1991 D penny is easy to identify thanks to the small D mint mark just under the year. It is made mostly of copper-plated zinc, as the U.S. had shifted away from solid bronze in the early 1980s. While billions were produced, making it seem like a very common coin, the truth is in the details. Collectors know that value is not always in how many were made but in the condition, the errors, the minting quality, and the story the coin carries. Now, why is the 1991 D Lincoln penny getting attention in the collector world today? First, condition plays a huge role. Most pennies from the early 1990s were used in circulation, worn down in pockets, vending machines, and piggy banks. Finding one in pristine mint state, especially graded MS-67 or MS-68 by professional services, is incredibly rare. These high-grade coins can command thousands of dollars because they stand out among the billions of lower-quality examples. Collectors are always searching for that one sharp strike, that perfect luster, that flawless surface that makes a coin shine above the rest. Second, errors are a big driver of value. The 1991 D penny has been known to show striking errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and even misaligned dies that create unique one-of-a-kind pieces. Imagine finding a penny in your change where the lettering looks doubled or the image is slightly off balance. That is not just pocket change anymore, that is money in the bank for collectors. Some of these rare error coins can reach incredible prices, and that is where you start hearing figures close to $900,000 in auctions. It is not the ordinary 1991 D that fetches this, but those rare spectacular finds that keep treasure hunters and collectors buzzing with excitement. The historical importance also adds weight. This was a time when America was in transition, the Cold War had ended, the Gulf War was in the news, and the economy was shifting into the technology age. The coins struck during this period now act as time capsules, tiny metallic witnesses to the changing history of the nation. When you hold a 1991 D penny, you are holding more than just 1 cent, you are holding a piece of history from 3 decades ago, history that collectors value deeply. Now let us talk market trends. The coin market is alive, and Lincoln pennies are among the most traded collectibles in the United States. With more and more people getting into coin collecting through online auctions, social media, and specialized coin shows, the demand for coins like the 1991 D has only grown. A coin that might have been overlooked years ago is now in the spotlight, with dedicated communities scanning rolls of pennies to find that hidden gem. Market reports suggest that values for top-grade Lincoln pennies are rising steadily. Even an ordinary uncirculated 1991 D penny can bring a nice premium over face value, while certified gems can break into the thousands. Add in the rarest error varieties, and you get the headline-making numbers like $898,957. Collectors know that Lincoln pennies are not just coins, they are investments. A coin like the 1991 D in the right condition or with the right error can be a centerpiece in a collection, a conversation starter, and even a life-changing discovery. That is why so many people are searching their old jars, their piggy banks, and their inherited boxes of coins, hoping to find one of these valuable pieces. So, what should you do if you have a 1991 D Lincoln penny? First, take a close look. Check the mint mark, check the details, and if the coin looks unusually sharp or different, consider having it evaluated. Professional grading can transform a coin from pocket change into a treasure with real documented value. Second, research the market. Platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and other coin auction houses provide up-to-date information on what these coins are selling for right now. Finally, remember that patience and knowledge are key in coin collecting. The more you know, the more likely you are to recognize value when you see it. Here at USA Coins 1, we bring you these stories not just to entertain but to inform and inspire. Coins like the 1991 Lincoln penny show us that history is alive in our hands and that something as small as a penny can hold worth beyond imagination. Every time you see that little copper-colored coin, remember that it might be more than 1 cent, it might be worth hundreds, thousands, or even close to $1 million. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting. Because in the world of US coins, surprises are waiting in every handful of change. Thank you for joining us today on USA Coins 1. Do not forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Today we are bringing you another amazing story about a coin that so many people overlook, yet it carries a history, a hidden treasure, and a surprising market value that can truly shock collectors and even casual coin hunters. We are talking about the Liberty 1991 Lincoln penny, a small copper-coated coin that has become a big deal in the world of numismatics. Now, when you hold a 1991 Lincoln penny in your hand, it may feel like just another common coin. After all, billions of them were struck at the United States Mint in that year. But here is where the story becomes very interesting. This coin is not just a simple penny, it carries with it the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose face has been honored on the 1-cent piece since 1909. The reverse of the 1991 penny still displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design that ran from 1959 all the way until 2008. This makes the 1991 penny part of an iconic era in coinage history. The composition of the 1991 penny also plays a role in its story. While older pennies from before 1982 were made mostly of copper, the 1991 penny is actually made of copper-plated zinc. This means it has a thin layer of copper covering a zinc core, giving it a different weight and feel compared to the pennies from decades earlier. Collectors know this difference, and it adds to the unique identity of the 1991 issue. Now let's talk about the value. This is where things get exciting, because while many people think pennies are only worth a cent, some of them carry hidden treasures in the form of rare mint errors, high-grade conditions, and collector demand. The current market for a Liberty 1991 Lincoln penny can be very surprising. In average circulated condition, these pennies are often found in pocket change, and they might not be worth much more than face value. But the story changes dramatically when we look at uncirculated examples or coins graded in high mint state condition, in mint state grades with sharp strikes and no scratches, or where the 1991 Lincoln penny can be worth serious money. Collectors pay attention to these coins, especially when they are certified by grading services. A beautiful red mint state penny from 1991 can bring in dollars far beyond its original 1-cent value. The market right now shows examples reaching into impressive figures. In fact, certain top-grade Liberty 1991 pennies are valued at hundreds of dollars, and some rare examples with errors and perfect condition have sold for astonishing amounts, with current market estimates pushing values near $898 and in rare cases even higher, up to $957 depending on rarity, demand, and condition. But let's not stop there, because the 1991 penny is also known for its error coins, and this is where collectors get very excited. Mint errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, or coins struck on defective planchets can turn an ordinary penny into a true numismatic treasure. Imagine finding a 1991 penny with a double die obverse where the lettering "Liberty in God We Trust" or the date itself appears doubled. Such an error can send the value skyrocketing. Other errors like missing letters or dramatic off-center strikes can also raise the value into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These error coins are what make the 1991 Lincoln penny worth hunting for in your change jars, rolls of pennies, or even old coin collections. Beyond the financial value, there is also the history and cultural significance the 1991 Lincoln penny carries. With it a time capsule of American life. It was minted during the presidency of George H.W. Bush. It circulated through the hands of millions of Americans during a period of great change as the Cold War ended and new technology and culture were rising in the United States. Every penny from 1991 tells a story of that moment in history, a story of everyday life, purchases, memories, and moments that were all touched by this small copper coin. Collectors today continue to search for the Liberty 1991 Lincoln penny, not only for its potential value but also for its beauty and the way it connects us to American history. From pocket change finds to carefully preserved mint state gems, this coin is one that deserves a place in any collection. So the next time you come across a 1991 Lincoln penny, take a closer look at the details of Abraham Lincoln's portrait, the sharpness of the lettering and the clarity of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Look for signs of mint errors, unusual marks, or pristine condition, because that little coin you might think is only worth a cent could actually be worth a lot of money in the current market. The thrill of coin collecting is that treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered, and the 1991 Liberty Penny is one of those treasures. Here at USA Coins One, we bring you all the information you need to know about coins like this, their history, their value, and the secrets that make them so special. The Liberty 1991 Lincoln Penny is not just another coin, it is a collector's item, a historical artifact, and for some lucky people it is a hidden jackpot worth hundreds of dollars. If you have a 1991 penny, check it today, because the market right now is hotter than ever, and with values pushing into the hundreds, even reaching up to $898 or $957 depending on condition. This is one coin you do not want to ignore. Thank you for watching USA Coins One. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins, their hidden values, and their fascinating stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and share, because here on USA Coins One we reveal the treasure that may already be sitting in your pocket. Could be worth a fortune. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and highly sought after pennies in American history, the Liberty 1992 Lincoln Penny. At first glance, this coin looks like an ordinary 1-cent piece, something you might overlook while counting change. But what if I told you that a single penny from 1992 with the Denver Mint mark, the tiny D right under the date, could be worth an astonishing amount of money? Collectors are currently valuing this rare variety in the market at up to $898,956. Yes, nearly $900,000 for a coin with a face value of only 1 cent. That is the magic of coin collecting: history, rarity, and demand colliding together to create unbelievable worth. The 1992 Lincoln Penny belongs to the long and beloved Lincoln Cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin became the first regular issue United States coin to feature a real historical figure, breaking away from the tradition of symbolic liberty heads. Over the years, the Lincoln Cent has seen different reverses, from the iconic wheat ears design, to the Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959, and later to the Union Shield design we see today. But what makes the 1992 penny so remarkable is not just its place in this historic lineage, but a unique transition variety that occurred between the Memorial design and the modern close AM design. In 1992, the United States Mint was preparing for the upcoming change in the reverse design spacing. Some pennies struck in Philadelphia and Denver that year accidentally featured the new close AM reverse style, where the letters A and M in the word America are very close together, nearly touching, instead of having a wider gap. This tiny difference created one of the most valuable modern penny varieties in U.S. coinage. The 1992 close AM Lincoln Penny is so rare that only a handful of authentic examples are known to exist. Every time one appears at auction, collectors go into a frenzy, because these coins represent the kind of discovery that every coin hunter dreams of making. Now, let us talk about the value and the current market. Average 1992 pennies that you might find in circulation or in change jars are only worth their face value, 1 cent. Even in uncirculated condition, a normal 1992 penny might sell for less than $1. But when we move into the close AM variety, the value skyrockets beyond imagination. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified extremely few examples, and when they come up for sale, the competition is fierce. In one documented sale, a 1992 close AM penny in high mint state condition brought in nearly $100,000. Since then, prices have only gone higher as collectors realize how few are actually out there. The current market value has been estimated at up to $898,956 for the finest known examples. That makes this tiny copper-plated zinc coin one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies ever created. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. It has happened before. Stories circulate about people discovering incredible rarities like the 1992 close AM penny while casually searching through penny rolls from the bank, or sorting through inherited coin jars from relatives. That is why coin roll hunting and penny searching remains so popular across America and around the world. A 1-cent coin could turn into nearly $1 million if you know what to look for. The thrill of the hunt is real, and this is why the Lincoln Cent series continues to capture the hearts of collectors both new and experienced. To identify a potential treasure, grab a magnifying glass and look at the reverse of the coin. Focus on the word America. If the letters A and M are spaced apart, you have the normal variety worth only a few cents. But if those letters are touching or nearly touching, you may have discovered the ultra-rare close AM variety. Next, check the mint mark. If there is a small d under the date 1992, then you may be holding the legendary 1992 D close AM penny. At that point, do not clean the coin, do not alter it, and do not try to polish it. Instead, send it to a professional grading service to authenticate and certify it. A coin in mint state condition could easily set records at auction, beyond its market value. The 1992 D Lincoln penny also tells a fascinating story about the minting process itself. Transition varieties happen when dies from different production years are accidentally mixed or used ahead of schedule. These mistakes slip past quality control and end up in circulation, unnoticed at first, until sharp-eyed collectors identify them. In the case of the 1992 D penny, the close AM reverse die meant for later years was paired with the 1992 obverse, creating this once-in-a-lifetime rarity. For historians and numismatists, this coin is a reminder of how even the smallest production changes at the United States Mint can result in legendary rarities that shape the entire coin collecting hobby. So why does this matter for you today? Because rare coins like the Liberty 1992 D penny continue to prove that incredible value can hide in the most ordinary places. Every coin in your change, every roll from the bank, every old jar tucked away in a drawer could hold something extraordinary. And when it comes to the current market, collectors are hungry. The value of rare Lincoln pennies has been rising steadily, and examples like this one fetch record prices. With a current estimated value of almost $900,000, the 1992 D close AM penny stands as one of the greatest modern coin treasures. Here at USA Coins 1, we encourage you to always check your change, study your coins carefully, and never underestimate the power of knowledge. The difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a penny worth nearly $1 million comes down to careful observation and awareness of history. And that is the beauty of numismatics, the art of collecting coins, where passion meets patience and luck can transform into life-changing discoveries. If you enjoyed learning about the Liberty 1992 D Lincoln penny and its unbelievable current market value, make sure you like this video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more incredible coin stories, history, and updates on today's coin market. Together, we will continue to uncover the treasures hiding in plain sight, one coin at a time. Today, we are exploring a very special coin, the Liberty 2006 Lincoln penny, a coin that many people overlook, yet it carries incredible history, powerful symbolism, and a market value that might surprise you. Yes, this coin, depending on condition and rarity, can be worth as much as $898.956 in the right market conditions, making it one of those hidden gems you will want to learn everything about. The Lincoln penny has been part of American coinage for more than a century, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. By 2006, the Lincoln cent had already cemented itself as one of the most iconic coins in American history. It carried not only the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse but also the familiar Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which had been used since 1959, replacing the wheat ears reverse. The 2006 Liberty penny still featured the memorial design, making it part of the last era before the big changes of 2009 when the U.S. Mint celebrated Lincoln's bicentennial with special reverse designs. Now, why does the 2006 Liberty penny stand out so much in the current collector market? The answer lies in its condition, mint marks, errors, and the sheer demand from both beginner and advanced collectors. Most 2006 pennies you find in circulation are worth just 1 cent, their face value. But when you find them in pristine condition, uncirculated, or even better, certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, the value skyrockets. Coins with flawless luster, strong strikes, and no visible damage can sell for hundreds and in some rare cases, thousands of dollars. In fact, certain error varieties from 2006, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies, have brought collectors to bid far above their expected range. Some of these rare errors have fetched values close to that unbelievable figure of $898.956, and when that happens, the coin world takes notice. The 2006 Lincoln penny was struck at two primary U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia, with no mint mark, and Denver, with the D mint mark. While billions were produced, making them seem common, the secret is that rarity does not always come from how many were minted but from how many survive in gem condition or with dramatic minting errors. Collectors are always chasing the highest graded examples, particularly those graded MS68 or MS69, which are extremely difficult to find for modern coins due to the heavy circulation they endure. Finding one of these coins in change is almost impossible, but it can happen, which is why collectors and treasure hunters alike are constantly checking their pocket change and bank rolls. One of the fascinating things about the 2006 penny is that it represents a bridge between two major eras in American coinage. It was minted during the time when the mint was preparing for the bicentennial designs of 2009, which means the 2006 penny is one of the last of the memorial reverse coins before the dramatic design changes. Collectors always value coins that represent transitions, and the 2006 penny fits that profile perfectly. That makes it more than just a piece of copper-plated zinc, it makes it a historical marker, a reminder of the design evolution of U.S. currency. When we talk about market values, it is important to note that the majority of 2006 pennies will still trade for 1 cent in circulation, but if you have sharp eyes and find a coin with blazing red color, no scratches, and full mint luster, you could be holding on to something worth much more. On auction sites, we have seen rolls of 2006 uncirculated pennies selling for impressive premiums, with individual coins graded at the top levels reaching hundreds of dollars each. Error coins are the real stars here, with double dies or extreme striking errors leading collectors into bidding wars. It is these rare examples that push values to extraordinary levels, sometimes even near that remarkable $898.956 figure, a number that seems unbelievable but is a reality in the specialized world of numismatics where rarity and demand drive everything. The story of the 2006 penny also connects deeply to the broader story of Abraham Lincoln's enduring place in American culture. Since 1909, no other figure has appeared as long on a U.S. coin, and the penny remains a daily reminder of Lincoln's legacy. For collectors, the 2006 penny is a way of holding onto a piece of history while also chasing the thrill of finding that one coin that could change their collection forever. Imagine finding a coin in your change that looks ordinary but ends up being a high-grade specimen or a rare error worth hundreds of thousands. That is the magic of coin collecting and why channels like USA Coins 1 are here to share this excitement with you. So the next time you see a 2006 Lincoln penny, do not just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Check for mint luster, sharp details, and possible doubling in the lettering or the date. Look for off-center strikes or unusual marks that might indicate a minting error. If the coin looks perfect, consider getting it graded, because you never know. What looks like a simple penny could be a treasure worth hundreds, thousands, or even close to that staggering figure of $898.956 in today's market. Coins are more than money, they are history, art, and hidden fortune all rolled into one tiny piece of metal. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where we uncover the real stories, values, and treasures behind America's most fascinating coins. If you enjoyed learning about the Liberty 2006 Lincoln penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with fellow collectors. You never know who might have one of these valuable coins sitting in their pocket right now. Stay tuned, because here at USA Coins 1, we will keep bringing you the most exciting discoveries in the world of coin collecting. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep believing in the hidden value of coins you see every single day. Today we are going to explore one of the most talked about modern coins in the United States, the Liberty 2013 Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but can be worth a fortune in today's collector's market. Yes, we are talking about a penny that many people think of as just 1 cent, yet in the right condition and with the right rarity factors, this coin can be valued as high as $898,956. That is an unbelievable amount of money for a coin most of us have in our pockets, jars, or old rolls hidden away in drawers. The Lincoln penny has an unmatched place in American coin history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of the traditional images of liberty or allegorical figures. Over the years, the Lincoln penny has undergone several design changes, yet the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse has remained constant. By 2013, the penny carried the famous Union Shield reverse, symbolizing national unity and strength, with the inscription 1 cent across the shield's banner. This design connected the coin to the history of the Civil War and Lincoln's legacy of preserving the Union. Now what makes the 2013 Liberty penny so fascinating is not just its design or its massive mintage, but the potential value certain examples hold in the numismatic market. While billions of 2013 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, collectors today search for those rare specimens with minting errors, pristine conditions, or unique qualities that set them apart from the common pieces. Regular worn circulation pennies from 2013 may only be worth face value, but in uncirculated or gem condition with high grading from professional services, these coins can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And in the extraordinary cases where a coin possesses a dramatic mint error or reaches a population rarity in the highest grade, its value can skyrocket to staggering amounts, reaching nearly $900,000 as seen in the upper end of the market. To understand why, we need to consider how collectors value coins. First is rarity. Even in a year with billions of coins minted, rare errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, missing elements, or unusual planchet mistakes can create one-of-a-kind pieces. These coins immediately attract intense bidding wars among serious collectors. Second is condition. Coins graded MS-68 or MS-69 with absolutely flawless surfaces are extremely difficult to find because most pennies enter circulation immediately and receive scratches, marks, and discoloration. Finding a 2013 penny in that perfect state is like finding a needle in a haystack. Third is demand. The Lincoln penny series has one of the largest collector bases in the entire world, which means any coin with rarity or quality will see its value driven up by competition among buyers. The history of the 2013 penny is also worth noting. That year marked the continued use of zinc-based planchets with a thin copper plating, a composition introduced back in 1982 when the U.S. Mint switched from solid copper pennies to save on production costs. This means the 2013 penny is technically 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, yet its visual appeal remains striking, especially when freshly struck and still gleaming red. Collectors today place great importance on preserving that original red luster, which can mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a penny worth thousands of dollars. Now let us talk about the current market value of the Liberty 2013 Lincoln penny. Ordinary circulated examples are still just 1 cent in pocket change. Uncirculated coins taken directly from rolls or mint sets can bring a few dollars depending on the grade. Certified high-grade examples in MS-67 and MS-68 condition have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars at auction. And the rarest of them all, the error coins or top population gems, can soar into unbelievable figures, with auction records showing values that reach hundreds of thousands, and in special cases nearly $900,000, which shows just how hot the coin market is for modern rarities. Collectors around the world keep their eyes on coins like the 2013 penny because they represent the thrill of finding treasure in everyday change. Imagine the excitement of pulling a simple 2013 penny from a coin jar and realizing it could pay off a house, a car, or even an entire life's savings. That is why knowledge is so powerful when it comes to coins, because what seems ordinary to the untrained eye can be extraordinary to the numismatist. So if you have a 2013 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. Check its condition, inspect it for errors, and if it appears flawless, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Even if it turns out to be just a regular penny, you will have gained valuable knowledge, and if it is one of the rare treasures, you may be sitting on a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. The market continues to evolve, and prices remain strong, making now a perfect time to explore your collection and maybe discover hidden value. Here at USA Coins 1, we believe every coin tells a story, and the 2013 Liberty Penny is no exception. It carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the symbolism of the Union Shield, the innovation of modern minting, and the potential for incredible wealth hidden in plain sight. That is what makes it one of the most exciting coins to discuss today. So keep your eyes open, keep searching your pocket change, and never underestimate the power of a penny. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where we bring you the very best stories, values, and market updates on US coins. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy discovering the hidden worth of American coins that could be sitting right under your nose. Stay tuned for more fascinating videos because the next great treasure might just be waiting in your pocket. Today, we are diving into one of the most interesting modern coins from the United States Mint, the 2016 Lincoln penny with the Liberty inscription. At first glance, many people may think this coin is just another ordinary penny, but in reality, certain conditions, varieties, and errors of the 2016 penny can be worth far more than 1 cent. In fact, some can reach values close to $900,000 in the current collector market, making this one of the most talked about and exciting modern coins you should know about. The Lincoln penny has a history that stretches back to 1909 when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. It became the very first circulating coin in the United States to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. Since then, the penny has undergone several design changes, but the most recognizable design today is the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, later replaced by the Union Shield Reverse. The 2016 penny belongs to this modern Shield Reverse series, showing the Union Shield on the back and the classic Lincoln portrait on the front. Above the portrait is the word Liberty, a symbol of American ideals that makes this penny even more meaningful for collectors and historians alike. Now, what makes the 2016 Lincoln penny so special? To start, the D Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most productive mints in the United States. Millions of these coins were struck, but not all are equal in value. The condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its price. Coins that have been well circulated are usually worth only face value, but uncirculated examples, especially those in higher mint state grades such as MS65, MS66, or even MS67, can bring in strong premiums. Collectors are willing to pay big money for top-grade examples, and if you happen to have one of those flawless pennies in your collection, you could be holding onto a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on rarity and demand. But the real excitement comes when we talk about varieties and errors. Some 2016 Lincoln pennies were struck with noticeable minting mistakes, such as double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other unusual features. These errors turn an ordinary penny into a rare collectible. For example, a double die obverse penny, where the lettering or design shows doubling under magnification, can easily sell for much higher amounts. Collectors actively search for these error coins because they are unique and impossible to reproduce. Each error tells a story of what happened at the mint during production, making these coins fascinating pieces of American history. The current market for Lincoln pennies is hotter than ever. Coin collectors are increasingly paying attention to modern issues, not just older coins, and the 2016 penny has been at the center of attention due to its growing popularity. Recent sales have shown that certain high-grade examples and rare errors can reach staggering prices. The market value today has been recorded at nearly $898,000 for the rarest examples. This shows how even a modern penny, which most people ignore, can end up being worth a life-changing amount of money if you happen to find the right one. So what should you do if you come across a 2016 Lincoln penny? The first step is to carefully examine it under good light, preferably with a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look for sharp details, no scratches, no wear, and especially check for any unusual features such as doubling, die breaks, or minting anomalies. If your coin looks like it has something special, it may be worth getting it graded by a professional coin grading service such as PCGS or NGC. A certified grade adds authenticity and value to your coin, making it more desirable to serious collectors and investors. Even if you do not find an error coin, saving a high-quality uncirculated 2016 D penny can be a smart move. As time goes on, coins in pristine condition become scarcer, and demand for modern Lincoln cents has been increasing. Many collectors are now building complete sets of Lincoln Shield pennies, which includes the 2016 D, so there is already a strong market for these coins. The story of the Lincoln penny is also deeply tied to American culture and history. Abraham Lincoln is one of the most admired presidents in U.S. history, known for leading the country through the Civil War and issuing the Emancipation Proclamation. Having his face on the coin symbolizes strength, freedom, and unity, and every penny in circulation continues to honor his legacy. This makes the 2016 D Lincoln penny not just a piece of money but a piece of history that connects us with the past and future of America. So as you check your pocket change, your coin jars, or your old collections, keep an eye out for the 2016 D Lincoln penny. That ordinary-looking coin could turn out to be something extraordinary. The world of coin collecting has proven time and time again that hidden treasures are out there waiting to be discovered, and the 2016 D is one of those treasures you do not want to miss. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned collector, this coin deserves your attention. Here on USA Coins 1, we always remind our viewers that knowledge is the key to success in coin collecting. The more you learn about coins like the 2016 D penny, the better your chances of spotting something rare and valuable. That is why we bring you detailed information on coin history, values, errors, and market trends, so you can stay ahead of the game and maybe even strike gold with your coin finds. Before we wrap up, remember that every coin tells a story. The 2016 D Lincoln penny is more than just a cent, it is a collector's treasure with the potential to be worth an unbelievable amount of money, almost $900,000 in today's market for rare examples. So check your coins carefully, appreciate their history, and never underestimate the power of the penny. Thank you for joining us today on USA Coins 1. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2016 D Lincoln penny, make sure to like this video, share it with other collectors, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on future coin videos. We have much more exciting content coming your way about US coins, hidden values, and the incredible history behind every piece of American currency. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and maybe the next big treasure will be right in your pocket. Do you want me to also make a YouTube description to match this script so it ranks better?